my Zoom call today. I'm excited to have you on and to be able to talk to you. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, your hometown, master's school?
Okay, my name's Tatum Veitenheimer. I am from small town Windthorst, Texas. I'm currently a graduate assistant at Texas Tech, where I played here for 2 years, and then I played at the University of Oklahoma for 3 years.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So starting off the question, so transferring from Oklahoma to Texas Tech, what kind of change for you mentally?
Okay, so this question is a little bit difficult, I think, because I didn't really transfer for any reason of mental health or any sort. So I graduated in 3 years
Oh,
from Oklahoma, and my head coach that I actually went to play for, she retired on that third year, my last year there.
mhm,
So we kind of had an idea that I would play there for 4 years, then be a graduate assistant for her,
mhm,
all the things. So when she retired, that really threw a wrench in my plans. And I was still there when our new coach came in,
mhm.
um, and kind of had a few meetings with her. And she had kind of sent the message that they weren't really going to do a graduate assistant program. And for me, that was really important because I've already got my undergraduate degree. So I was going to be starting my master's one
Right.
year as a player. Then I figured I'd just roll right into it as a graduate assistant. So I decided to transfer because I thought, why would I start my master's program, then go be a GA somewhere else and the credits not transfer, all the things. So I ended up transferring for that reason, not really because of anything mental. I love OU. I love my experience there. That's my alma mater. Still a
Mhm.
big OU fan. Still close with all the girls that I played with and everything like that. But just decided to come back to Texas. It's my hometown.
Mhm.
I have a previous relationship with Coach Gerlich. She's a great coach. So I do want to touch though, like on the mental base about Texas Tech because I think it's really special, like what Coach Gerlich does here. Um, and that's just like it's very rare, I think, in a coach to see them truly care about people as a human being further than just a basketball player. I think that's something that a lot of players are struggling with in today's world is being
Mhm.
seen as just an athlete. But Coach Gerlich has been so great about that. She's very like adaptable. So if you have anything going on that's like super important in your life, like if a family member is sick or you have a funeral or even if you like have a wedding or something, she's so great about like knowing like even though you're here to play basketball for me, you're still a human being, like you still have things going on in your life, and she really does a great job at like working with you to make sure that those things still happen. So like say if you had a wedding Saturday night at like 5 a.m or something, sorry, no, 5 p.m. She might put practice at like 6 a.m. So yes, you're still getting your work in, you're still doing what needs to be done, but then still finding like those ways to make you still feel and get what you need by going to that wedding, going to that funeral, things like that. And I love that about her. She always preaches like, yes, you're here to play basketball for me, but you're still a college student. We still want you to enjoy college, have fun, like be good in school, all the things. And that's one thing that I found that is just very rare here. And I think it's great that she's doing that.
Right, that's amazing to have a coach that's able to adapt and be able to work around their players and not having their players just work around them all the time. That makes a lot
Mhm.
of sense. So,
Yes.
how did you, as a player at OU and Texas Tech, how did you overcome self-doubt as a player or just self-doubt from others?
hmm Yeah, I think a big thing about overcoming self doubt is just hard work. I
Mhm,
strongly believe that if you're putting the work in outside of practice on the basketball floor, that you're going to have that confidence in yourself because you actually can feel yourself doing that work. You can see the results because hard work is going to give you those results that you're wanting. But I also think, like, not in just the basketball setting, but also for your mental as well. Like, what are you doing off the court that is making you be happy? Like, you have to have things that you enjoy that you find time to do to
mhm.
be able to take care of yourself. So I think like if you're finding that time to put that, then your mental issues, if that's with self-doubt or whatever that is, are just going to go away because you're really finding time to take care of yourself on the court and off the court.
Yes, and I think that's great. Like I think it was like Haley Van Lith or something like that. I was watching a video of her and she was saying like how she's been trying to find more positive things to do outside of just
Mm-hmm.
basketball, because it's easy to get consumed and as a
Yes.
college athlete as being just an athlete or just as players. So I'm having to do all this extra work. I'm having to do study hall. I'm trying to do all of this and that and practice and everything, and not find enough time to hang out with your friend, or if you like to read, or just doing whatever it is that's positive outside of, just playing. So I'm glad that you said that and touched on that.
Yeah, I actually watched that video as well. I think that was a great video. And I think like even if it's something small, even if it's 10 minutes out of your day, just
Right.
finding that thing like here on staff, like we make a list of 20 things that we love to do that makes us happy. And it can be the smallest thing to like the biggest thing. And I think just setting time aside, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever that is to do every single day, like that's just gonna drive your mental health and make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Like, for example, one of my things that I put on my list was like going for a walk with my dog, like just getting outside, taking a load off and just going for a walk. I enjoy that. And I make sure that I find time to do that every single day.
Right. That's good. That's good. You kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but what have you learned so far about being a GA?
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing that I've learned is just as a player, you honestly have no idea what's going on in those
Right.
offices. Like
Uh-huh.
you don't I feel like I did not realize at all like how hard they work, how much they work, and how much they are really pouring into not only their athletes but to each other. Like it's truly 100% a family.
Hmm.
And I think since I've been in a GA, that's what's been so great to see. That it's just very humbling that I'm a part of a staff that cares so much about the individuals and is trying to find every single way that we can pour into our athletes. So I would say that that's my biggest takeaway so far. I mean, I've learned a ton, so it's
Hmm.
hard to really pick one thing, but
Uh-huh.
that's something that just gives me a lot of gratitude.
Awesome. Awesome. So you said that at Oklahoma you was wanting to be a GA.
Yes.
You always just knew that you wanted to be a GA, even you said when you went to Texas Tech. So how did that kind of come about, like that whole you wanting to be a GA? Is it something like, wanting to go into coaching and everything? Is
Hmm. Yes, for sure. So I kind of have always known that I wanted to be a coach. I got to coach some camps at like a young age, probably about the eighth grade,
uh-huh.
and I just really was very passionate about it. So my main struggle has really mainly been at which level, if I wanted to go high school, if I wanted to go college.
Uh-huh.
And I thought being a GA would give me that great experience of kind of what it would be like if I was a college coach.
Absolutely.
So that was really important for me because um, if I can help it, I would rather start college and then go high school if I go that route. So
Hmm.
it's really important for me just to get that experience and try to, create a plan of which route I want to go. So yes, I've known that I wanted to be a GA for a long time, and it was really important that I wanted to be able to be a player first in the program and then be a graduate assistant because then I really, know the ins and outs of the program. Like as a point guard, I know all the plays, I know like what coach is looking for. And then when I come on staff, I can utilize that to like help the players who I already have this relationship with and might respond to me better. But then on the flip side of that, give the perception from a player to the coaches, like talk
Hmm.
about like how I know that the girls like, oh, they really like this drill, or oh, they don't really like this drill more. So they might need more motivation. I think that gives a lot of good insight on that. So that was really important for me. And yes, like in my second recruiting process, I was looking to go somewhere to be a GA, but they can't like guarantee that you have a spot.
Right.
But here at Texas Tech, we have 6 GAs. We really utilize the GAs. Like the staff finds a lot of value in them, and they give them a lot of responsibility. So I thought that was great. It would be a very good learning experience for me. I mean, get me out of my comfort zone a little bit and really just throw me in the fire and learn. So whenever I talk to Coach Gerlich about wanting to be a GA, she knows that it's my dream to coach and my passion, and
Hmm.
she's more than willing to help out a former Lady Raider.
Yeah.
We have a great relationship from the past and whatever, so it was pretty much like second nature coming in here,
Hmm.
getting the spot. I'm very grateful to be able to get here because we have a lot of people who apply for the job and such. And it's
Right.
great to be able to work in a program that you played for, you sweat blood for 2 years in a row. And it's great to now be on the other side of it.
Yeah, and like you said, being a former player, that way you already know the ins and out of everything
Mhm.
Texas Tech, and so you'll be able to, like you said, give pointers to the girls, like, hey, I ran all of these plays. To look at this when you
Mhm.
running the play or something like that, and also being able to, hold the girls accountable to where now you can help the coaches. Like, look, she might need extra help with this player. So
Mhm.
I think that's amazing how played at Texas Tech, and now you can be a grad assistant to have those ins and out. And I know they're fortunate to have you. Last question. What advice would you give up and coming hoopers right now?
Okay, my biggest advice would be for the hoopers who are being recruited to ask the coach questions. A
Mm,
lot of the times when people are being recruited, you just kind of get the show and you don't really give input back. I've been in several calls, meetings, visits, all the things where like the coaches will say, "Do you have any questions?" And no one asks questions.
yeah.
And I think that's the biggest regret you can have as an athlete, because if you're not asking the hard questions, you're not going to get the hard answers. You're going
Mhm.
to go into that program not knowing what to expect, and it might not be truly what you enjoy or what you're looking for. So I would say, like, if you're concerned about things, ask. Like a lot of like at Texas Tech, we do a lot of things for your mental health. We have a thing called Wellness Wednesdays where we take time to literally focus on mental health every single Wednesday. I think it's fantastic. And
Mhm.
but not very many schools do that. So if that's something that's important to you, and it is, I think, for all athletes, because being an athlete is hard.
Yes.
So ask those questions. When you're being recruited, ask, what do y'all do for mental health? The coach is not going to be able to lie to you, and probably most likely you're going to catch them off guard and they're going to say, maybe we should implement that. We
Mhm.
don't do anything right now. You know what I mean? So I think the most important thing is really try to get to know the people that you're going to be going to play for. That's going to become your family, instead of just, taking in what they have to give you. Everyone wants to give you the show and show you all the bells and whistles, but really when it comes down to it, these are the people that you're going to be spending time with every single day, and that you're going to devote your college career to. So I would say ask the tough questions. Like no question is a bad question.
That's really good advice. I mean, for real, because like athletes, they'll put themselves in situations, go to the school because of the name or whoever, blah blah blah,
Mm-hmm.
and they get there and they're like, well, I wasn't expecting this, or I didn't know about this, and
Yep.
it's just like, well, did you ask? And I have been a part of calls and
Yes.
visits where I've seen now where players like, well, what type of question should I ask? Well, whatever is important to you. And so I
Mm-hmm.
think you get that right on the head, for real. Like, that's amazing, and I really appreciate you being on this call. I wish you the best of luck
Yes.
with Texas Tech. I know y'all are.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yep. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in to Zooming with Kaymitch. I'll be in touch with you. Thank you.
Thank you.